Hi, this is John Krysinsky, Pittsburgh Soccer Now. We are on the verge of the Highmark. By the time some people will be watching this, the WPIAL Soccer playoffs will have finals at Highmark Stadium. 8 games in 3 days will have probably kicked off or in the process of kicking off. But on Friday night, 8 o'clock, it's the boys Class 1A final. And once again, for the third straight year, it'll be Greensburg Central Catholic taking on Winchester Thurston. With me is Adam Brownold, head coach at Winchester Thurston. Adam, it's a familiar foe, isn't it?
It is. It is. It was actually weird this year not playing them in section play after 19 years of playing them at least 2 times a season, sometimes 4 times a season. So definitely a familiar team on the other side.
Yeah, I've obviously watched the standings closely throughout the course of the year. Well, actually, let's go back. Let's look at the off season. In the off season, all of a sudden, there's been a little bit of realignment. This was not the cycle where the realignment happens, and all of a sudden, in fact, one of your parents, I think, alerted me or something like in January and said, "Hey, we're not going to be in the same section with what's going on." And so I guess there was some realignment, some schools closed in 1A especially, so that kind of forced some things to be reshuffled. So it took Winchester and Greensburg Central out of the same section. I actually think in a way it was a good thing. You had a little bit of competition in your section. I believe you had Eden Christian in yours, and they had Springdale.
Eden and Springdale definitely some tough competition this year.
Right, for each of your programs. So, and obviously, they had to, I don't know if you got a chance to see any tape from their previous match, but or from any of their matches this year, but what do they present? What's going to be the biggest challenge for Winchester against Greensburg Central?
I think their speed. Speed stayed there. They're a fast team. They're experienced as well. Obviously, being 3 times to the WPIAL Championship in the past 3 years, they have the experience going into it. And Fabian is a tough player, and having Carlo Dennis flying down the edge is tough for any team to play against.
And you talk about playing them 4 times a year. It seems like the previous years, so you got a little bit of a reprieve this year. But kind of, again, what were those battles like for anybody who maybe didn't see? What's it like when Greensburg and Winchester get together? I know but most of the time it's pretty closely contested. They're pretty good battles.
Usually, it's always a 1-goal game. Our guys know each other from Cup and just from playing against each other for so many years. It's never fun during the game, but always after to say, "Wow, that was a good soccer." Which I think you always find our two programs play solid soccer, a lot of possession, off-ball movement. So it should be interesting to be a part of tomorrow night.
Now you have some seniors and some upperclassmen who have been through, obviously, WPIAL finals. It's become like a ritual, rite of passage. And so you're there again this year, but really going into the season, and maybe talk about some of your seniors and your leaders and your top players, and just about what it was like for them going into this season. I'm sure they after losing in the WPIAL finals 2 years in a row, they badly wanted to get back, didn't they?
Yeah, this is a seasoned group from our seniors, our sophomores, and our juniors. They've all played in WPIAL championships. Our juniors and seniors have played in the PIAA championship as well. So for them, we have unfinished business, and the WPIAL championship game is just another game on our road to our end goal. Last year was bittersweet. We such a tough season with COVID and all the question marks of if the season was going to happen and how far we would actually make it. And then actually playing, getting the WPIAL championship was awesome. But then also knowing that any other year, even though we lost, we would have been in the state tournament as well. And not being able to do that and make that run was disappointing. So I think that was something that has fed our guys in the off season, and then leading into this season, just really pushing our team to get back to the championship finals and really try to make a run at something.
Right. And last year was so unique. And then obviously the year before, your group even, kind of regrouped and beat Greensburg Central, I believe, or at least I know you got to the state
Yeah,
final.
we beat them in the state semis,
Right.
19, yeah, after losing to them in the WPIAL finals.
So it just shows that it's a 50-50. It's been a 50-50 battle. It seems like I think was
The
looking
past
back
10
at
years, I would say, John, one of my assistant coaches checked it out. I think the
yeah,
past 10 years, we're even, I think, wins and losses in the past 10 years against each other. So it goes to show that, these are two quality programs that can, on any given day, can win or lose.
yeah, I think I crunched the numbers a little bit, not going that far back, but at one point when, started playing each other in the finals those 3 years up until this year. Yeah, it was very even. Like the Yankees and Red Sox in 2003 and 2004, I think they played 40 games one year and they were 20-20, it's like crazy.
Right.
But
It is.
yeah, so in terms of your approach and your program, I mean, people may not be very familiar with Winchester. I believe you work there as well, as a teacher. Um, what makes your school very unique?
Our community, we're a small single A school without a football team. So I think that helps our soccer program to have the numbers that we have. Myself being a middle school teacher, some of these guys, so like Otto Graham, who's my senior captain goalie, I've taught him since he was in 6th grade. So, and I taught his brother Morgan, who was our keeper in the state finals. So I've known some of these kids and some of these families for 10 plus years. So it helps as far as our cohesion and just knowing each other when we step on the field. These are my boys, and now they're my men, and they're out there running around, and they really just, we rally around each other, and that's kind of the whole school in general. We're a really tight knit community. Most of our families are pretty close to the school. Some of them walk and ride their bikes, and so even though we're a private school in the city, it's almost like a small town feel the way our families kind of come together in our community.
And then it's in the center of the city. It's in on the east end of Pittsburgh. Maybe give us a little bit more of a background on.
Yeah, so we're right in Shady Side. We're a block from CMU, 2 blocks from Pitt. So a lot of our kids are Squirrel Hill, Shady Side, Point Breeze families. But then we have kids who come from Upper St. Clair area and north up near Cranberry. So we have some kids who have a drive. And a lot of them have been here since they've been pre-K and kindergarten. So kids who've been through our entire academic system, and we're academically rigorous, but as you know, our athletic programs are on the rise. We have a cross country team that's won multiple district championships and on the road to Hershey tomorrow for states. And then we have our girls basketball team that's won WPIALs a handful of time, and our soccer team in the past couple of years we've had some success as well. So definitely a strong school academically and athletically, and our performing arts is pretty solid as well.
Yeah, I definitely can see the bond there that exists, and it's definitely a unique location for sure. And I think a lot of people don't know. Like sometimes they wonder, where are some of the smaller private schools, where are they located, that sort of thing. And really opportunities to play at Highmark Stadium. I'm sure your players and your families they get pretty excited about the moments that playing under the lights at Highmark. I'm sure that's something everybody looks forward to.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely playing on the big stage at Highmark, 8 o'clock game. It's our since we don't have a football team, it's definitely our Friday night lights. So hopefully the community comes out and supports the boys tomorrow. They've done a great job, and just really looking forward to getting out and getting a good effort tomorrow.
Oh, and one more thing I did want to mention. You've been playing home games now at UPMC Graham Field over not a little further away, and I think that's why you're over in Wilkinsburg. Just your thoughts. I know the Pittsburgh City United FC have been playing home games there as well. It's been a nice change for you guys as well.
Yeah, I love that. Driving out to Founders Field for 18 years takes a toll on the body. So being in the city, that is one of our downfalls, is not having a full size pitch to play on. And luckily, we've partnered with Chatham, and they have a great facility. And last year and this year we've played there, and it's to play on a full size turf field with the length and width. It's definitely something that our boys cherish, and they like that having an extra 10, 12 yards on the sideline that most fields don't have.
Well, I know if I saw the way you play, I mean, it's definitely a possession style team. Like to keep the ball and use the width. I'm sure that playing at Highmark Stadium will feel a little bit even more comfortable this time around.
Absolutely. And I think also having players like Alice Huskrecht and Oliver Debu and Michael Miller, who are all in the Riverhound system, that's their home field as well.
Right.
So last night at practice, I asked the guys how many of you have played here, and I'd say 95% of our team have played multiple games at Highmark, which, it saves us having to walk in and stare at the lights in the stadium and say, oh my God, it's just, let's go play.
Well, it feels that way. It feels like there's Highmark Stadium and the Riverhounds have been very generous in terms of letting other, whether it's the high schools, whether it's even some other programs, to be able to utilize that field. We've called it sort of the soccer mecca of Pittsburgh, and it really has been in the last 7 or 8, 9 years.
Absolutely. I would say when we were in the finals against Swickley in 2014, it was more of a, oh my God moment. Look at this place. And a lot of the guys hadn't played there. And I think for most teams in the WPIAL who are making it to Highmark, it's definitely not their first time playing there. So as much as we love Highmark, the glitz and glamour of it have kind of worn off, and it's obviously a great place to play, and it's a special experience to be in the WPIAL Championship, but it's probably more common that the players have played there than not played there.
For sure. And there'll be a few teams that it's still everyone's like, I think Steel Valley girls, for example, like it's gonna be their first time. And so it's definitely exciting. There's a certain level of excitement about it. So, all right. Well, Adam, thanks so much for your time. I just got, it's been great to talk to you in this forum, not just after a final match when everything's crazy. And, we've been following your program for many years, and it's definitely a top-rate program. You guys do a really great job.
Thanks, John. That's a tribute to the kids and the hard work that they've put in, and just, the off-season workouts and everything the guys are doing to better themselves as soccer players is, we're reaping the benefits right now. So I appreciate that.
All right. Well, hopefully our Soccer Now crew will talk to you tomorrow after the match, and it'll be on happy terms.
I hope so too. Thanks, John.
All right. Have a good one.